everybody. My name is Mars. You can call me MG if you'd like, and today I have my October TBR. I'm so excited for this. I've got some book club books that I'm excited to read. I've got vlog plans. I've got some books checked out from the library that I'm really hoping I can fit into this TBR because I don't want to have to keep renewing them, and eventually I will run out of renewals. So, lots of tentative plans, but we will have to see if the jar and the cards are kind to me, because I do have several things that I do in order to pick out my TBR for each month. There are 3 things, in fact, that I do, so let's just get right into it and figure out what I'll be reading in October. So the first way that I pick out books for the month is from my 25 in 2025 list. I have this jar, and in it are slips of paper that list all of my 25 in 2025 books/series. I think all we have left are series. I think I finished all of the on their own kind of books, and now we just have the series that I want to finish and series that I want to continue in here. Although there might be more slips in here from things that I've read without having to pull them from the jar, so if that happens, I'll just put it to the side and pull a different one. But I will pick 2 slips of paper from here, and those will be the books that I get to from this list in October. So give it a little shake and see what we get. There are very few papers in here, wow, actually. Oh, I have 2 that are kind of stuck together, so I guess we'll do both of them. Let's see, this one says, okay, this says Zodiac. This is a series that I have decided to DNF. I reread the first one earlier in the year and did not enjoy it, so it's going. That was not even one of the series I wanted to continue or finish anyway. I just wanted to reread that first one, so I completed that earlier in the year. So I guess let's look at this one. And we have The Outsiders, which I have also read because it was the Nostalgia Train book club pick back in, I want to say, June maybe? April? Several months ago. So I've read that. Okay, so we will pick other slips of paper. How many are actually? Okay, there's only, can you see? There are only 2 in there. So we'll see what they are. And if I've read these, then I might have to take the ones that I had already taken out because I'd read them and put them back in for the series. So Animorphs, I know I pulled out, but I want to read more Animorphs books, so I can put that one back in. Same with Ice Planet Barbarians, things like that. So let's see. I probably should have thought of that before I started filming, but it's fine. This slip of paper says The Diviners. Great. I was just talking about I think it's the video that's coming out the week before this one, how this is a series that I really need to continue because I've read the first book twice in the past year and have yet to continue on with it. So I will be reading book 2, which I believe is called Lair of Dreams. I think that's the second one. So yeah, very excited. And this last slip of paper that was in there says House of Furies. Okay, so this I had on my rereads for just rereading the first book to see if I wanted to continue on in the series, and I did do that, and I did decide that I wanted to continue on with the series, so I might as well read book 2, even though that wasn't on my plan for the year. That works. I have no idea what book 2 is called, but you will see the cover of it here. So yeah, we are reading 2 second books in series. 2 historical fantasy books, too. That's pretty fun. I do love historical fantasy, so okay, interesting. And then I'll have to refill my jar for November, I guess, with all of the series slips. But yeah, that is exciting. So I've already mentioned the Nostalgia Train book club in this video, and that is a great segue into the second way that I pick my books for each month, and that is the book clubs that I'm part of. So first is the Nostalgia Train book club, and I'm just now realizing that I left my copy of the book that we'll be reading across the room. Give me 1 second to go grab it. Okay, so the book that we'll be reading for the Nostalgia Train Book Club in October is The Screaming Staircase by Jonathan Stroud. This is the first book in the Lockwood & Co. series. I'm very excited to be getting to this because I know a lot of my friends adore this series, and I also know it was made into a Netflix show that then got canceled. I don't know. I don't even have Netflix, so I wouldn't be watching it, but a lot of my friends were upset that it got canceled because they really liked the show as well. But this is, I think, also maybe historical. I don't actually know what time period this takes place in, but it is in London, and there's young people who can see ghosts, and they join up with this guy who runs Lockwood & Co., and they exorcise ghosts, hunt ghosts, I don't know, but yeah, I'm very intrigued by this, and I do love a good spooky middle grade, so I will be reading this with the Nostalgia Train Book Club. The other book club that I'm in was called the Bujo Buddies Book Club. They have since renamed to the Goober Book Club, and I don't know how much longer I'll be continuing on with this book club. Honestly, there's been some really good books that I've read with them, but for the most part, my tastes just don't quite align with it, so I think this might be the last year I participate. This is the third year, I want to say, that I've been part of this book club, and it's just not quite for me. So 2025 might be the end of my participation, but I will still stick it out to the end of the year. For October, we will be reading A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. This is the companion to the regular, no, the Very Secret Society for Irregular Witches. Is that what it's called? Such a long title. But I did read that book a year or so ago, and I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I had a fun time with it, so I am intrigued by this companion novel. I am on the wait list for the ebook copy from my library, but it has a long wait on it, so I don't know if I'll actually be able to get to it in October. Hopefully, my library will buy more ebook copies and I can get to it, but we will just have to wait and see. So the third and final way that I pick out my TBR for each month is with this deck of cards that has dwindled significantly as I've been leaving out cards that I've pulled throughout earlier months. I started off pulling 5 cards each month, but then that got to be a little bit too much, so now I only pull 3 cards. I'm going to stick with 3 cards for October. This is the Adventurer's Tarot by Weirdworks. It's not a tarot deck, it's an oracle deck. It's just called the Adventurer's Tarot. It is D&D themed, and I have assigned prompts to each card. There are 2 types of cards. There are class cards, of which there are 2 copies in the deck, so those cards have 2 different prompt options, and if I've already used one, then the next time I pull that card, I have to use the other. Then there are enemy or adversary cards. Those are all grouped within a set, and so the prompts associated with those are along a theme. So we are going to pull the cards, and first, something that I forgot to do in September actually, is that I usually split the deck to prove that I'm not putting specific ones on top and like cheating or anything. Even though this is my game, I can do whatever I want. I just want to prove that I'm not doing that, even though I did shuffle the deck already. So we're gonna split it here. Sure. And pull the top 3 cards. So we have the IVs for the Four of Celestials. Roman numerals really trip me up sometimes, but Four of Celestials. We have the Four of Beasts, another 4, interesting. And our last card pull for the month is the Two of Fiends. So I will consult my master list of prompts, pick out books that fit them, and then come back and talk to you guys about them. Okay, that was actually incredibly easy for me to pick out books to fit these prompts. I just slotted in some things so quickly. So, the first card that I pulled was the Four of Celestials, and the prompt for this is a book with religious vibes to it, And I have gone with one of those library books that I have been putting on, what is it called? I've been renewing the hold on it for like a month now, and I don't know how many renews I have left, so I really need to read it. That book is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm considering this religious vibes because the characters literally travel to hell in it, and hell is not just a Christian concept, but it is a pretty Christian concept, and I think that it fits the prompt, so I'm going with it. She is thick, but that's fine. I read Ninth House in August as part of my Leigh Bardugo author taste test. Check out that vlog if you're interested. It was quite the time. And I was very perplexed by Ninth House the whole way through, and then at the end I was like, actually, I kind of am obsessed with that. So I immediately checked out the sequel from the library, and I've just been itching to read it. I read Catabasis in September, the latest release from R.F. Kuang, and that is also about people who go to hell, and I didn't love it, but I had a fun time with that, and I was like so close to abandoning my priority reads and immediately picking up Hellbent because I was just very much in the mood for that similar kind of vibe in a story. I didn't. So we were putting it on the TBR for October, and I cannot wait. This cover is weird as hell, and I love it, and I'm so excited to read this book. Ooh, the end pages are beautiful. I am sad that there's no more of these books out yet, because I would just read a million Alex Stern books, and I think that was like the plan, was to have it be a super duper long, like 12 book series, and then it got shortened down to, I can't remember if it's gonna be 3 books or 5, but one of those numbers. Regardless, I just really had a crazy time reading book 1, and I'm hoping that book 2 is just as wild. That is on the TBR, and I can't wait to read it. The next card that I pulled was the Four of Beasts, and the prompt for this is an anthology or short story collection, and I have 6 great Sherlock Holmes stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I have never actually read any Sherlock Holmes, as far as I know, but I have seen some of the BBC Sherlock TV series. I've seen the Robert Downey Jr. movie. I think only the first one, because I think there's a second movie and I don't know if I've seen that. But like, I'm aware of Sherlock Holmes, as most people in this day and age are, but I've never read them, and I have this Dover Thrift Edition. I love Dover Thrift Editions. I've got like a bajillion of them, and I want to read this one so I can put it on the shelf with the other ones I have in a nice little rainbow order. It's very cute. But yeah, it is 6 short stories. That is a short story collection, and so it fits perfectly in there. Great, love that for me. Then the last card that I pulled was the Two of Fiends, and this was perhaps the easiest thing to fulfill because it is the first book in a series. So I'm just going to be putting The Screaming Staircase, which I don't need to talk more about because I've already told you what it's about. Great, I love that for me. I'm so happy that this was so easy. There is one more book, though, that I want to tell you about because I forgot to do so. It is for a book club that I have started, my own book club, and I forgot about it entirely. So I have recently launched the Honeybee Society book club. It is a book club dedicated to reading dark academia books, and we read one book for every 2 months. So I did not fit this book in during September, so I will be reading it in October, and our first book pick is The Place Where Dark Academia Started, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I am very apprehensive about this read, but I'm also excited, so that is on the TBR. I am also on the wait list for that from my library, but I think I only have like a 2-week wait left, so I will be getting that. And yeah, those are the books that I will be reading. So officially on the TBR, we have these 3 books. I'm glad I have a stack to hold up for you guys. I don't think I had a stack last month, but we've got Hellbent, The Screaming Staircase, and 6 great Sherlock Holmes stories. Then I have a lot of books that I don't own physically. They are Lair of Dreams, whatever the second House of Furies book is, I do not know what it is called, We've got A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping and The Secret History, so that's 4 more. So that brings us to 7 books officially on this October TBR. I think I've got a vlog planned that will require adding 2 more books, but it also involves one of these. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you could probably guess based on some words that I've said throughout this video. So that's adding 2 more. Crystal's book releases in October, so I would like to read that. That's adding another one. And then I've got my buddy read with Stieg. We are reading the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and we might be reading The Two Towers in October, so that might be adding one. And then I've got 2 more new releases from the library that I currently have checked out that I need to read, so that's adding 2 more. So that's what, 6? That's a lot of books. I was hoping to take October easy, but like I'm excited for all of these. I don't know why I'm still holding this. It's pretty heavy and hurting my wrist. So many books, and I'm so excited to read them. I know I've said the word excited like 600 times in this video, but like I truly am so ready for all of my October reads. I cannot wait to get started on them. But unfortunately, it is still September. I still have 2 books that I have to finish up this month before I can move into my October reads. But, you know, I'll be getting them soon enough anyway. We have now come to the end of the video, though. Let me know down in the comments what books you're excited to read in October, if you're part of any book clubs, or maybe some anticipated releases that are coming out. I would love to chat with you guys about them. But since we've come to the end of the video, if you would like to, you can leave a thumbs up, you can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.